Sonic Mania is going to be 5 years old this year. Which is really crazy to think about, that arguably one of the highest rated Sonic games of all time is now 5 years old. And this game was really fascinating when you're looking back. After Sonic went to 3D, there was a sudden little drought when it comes to 2D Sonic gameplay. Or should I say, 2D console Sonic games, because there were 2D Sonic games throughout the handheld games, such as the Advance and Rush games, with Rush Adventures being one of my favorite games in the series. But then in 2010, we finally got a new 2D console game called Sonic 4. However, this game wasn't really supposed to be a console game, but a mobile game that was ported to consoles. This was mostly called Sonic 4 just for brand recognition. This was also an episodic game where Episode 1 came out in 2010, where a few years later, Episode 2 came out. However, between those two games, there was one more Sonic game that was released, which was a remaster of Sonic CD. And what's fascinating on this remaster is that this game was not built by Sonic Team or Sega, but Christian Whitehead. In 2009, Christian Whitehead created a proof of concept of Sonic CD running on mobile, using this special engine he created by scratch. And then a few years later, Sega decided to pick up the project and publish it on iOS and consoles years later. This project was so successful, they followed up on remasters of Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. This engine he used, which is called the Retro Engine, was used for one of his fan games called Sonic Retro. And with this engine, he was able to recreate the Genesis physics and gameplay perfectly. And then a few years after he finished the remasters of 1 and 2, he thought, why not go out on this engine he created? So when it comes to Sonic fan games, they can be the most ambitious and most passionate fan games you'll ever play. So Christian Whitehead decided to gather some Sonic fan game developers so they can work on one big project to pitch to Sega. One of these people he gathered was Simon Tomley, who is best known for his GBA remake of Sonic 1, to prove how much Sega fucked up on their version. Once they've got a prototype ready, they showed it to Sonic Team and they approved the project. And then in 2016, during the Sonic 25th anniversary event, they finally showed off the first trailer for Sonic Mania. The main slogan for Sonic Mania was "By the Mania, for the Mania," and there was a playable demo during that event as well, where it showcases two of the zones. The first one is a reimagining of Green Hill Zone, and the other one is the main attraction of Sonic Mania, Studiopolis. And the music for the trailers they use is just amazing. There were two main composers for Sonic Mania throughout. The first one, Hyper Potion, and the main one, T. Lopes. They were extremely confident in this game, as for every time you open a trailer for this game, it shows up Sega proudly presents. And these trailers have these special animated cinematics, and this thing, it just really shows that this game just reeks with polish. And before the game came out, they announced this collector's edition that comes with a cool statue, and to celebrate, they remade one of their old commercials. And once it released, it received critical acclaim. I was able to get it the day it came out, and I was playing the Switch version, and it really got me excited because I'm playing Sonic on the Switch. But enough of that, let's just start talking about the game itself. Oh, and I'm going to be playing the Steam version of this game, by the way. So when you start the game, it shows this really cool little animated title screen. And if you wait a while, you get this opening cutscene. And this is by far one of my favorite openings in any Sonic game, period. It's right next there to something like Sonic Unleashed. This game just screams fun. And also, this opening was directed by Tyson Hesse, who is actually the comic book artist for Sonic. And then he went on to create the movie version of Sonic. Anyway, so the story for Sonic Mania is that after the events of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, a mysterious power surge has appeared in Angel Island again, but it was not the Chaos Emeralds, so Sonic and Tails decide to investigate. Once they've reached Angel Island, they found out that Eggman is digging for the mysterious object as well. The egg robots were able to find the mysterious source, which is called the Phantom Ruby, and then suddenly it activates, flinging Sonic and Tails to Green Hill Zone. The Phantom Ruby also turned the normal egg robots into the Hard-Boiled Heavies. And so, it's up to Sonic and Tails to go through new and old zones to get the Phantom Ruby back from Eggman. So the best way to describe Sonic Mania is like if you combined every single game from the Genesis days into one big game. And when it comes to returning zones, Act 1 usually reimagines set pieces from those zones. kind of like Sonic Generations in a way. Like for example, in Act 1 in Green Hill Zone, it's pretty much a combination of all the zones into one. But for Act 2, this is when they become reimagined. For an example, in Act 2 in Chemical Plant Zone, they have these weird gelatin things that become bounce pads. You can even inject chemicals into it so it can bounce you even higher. The pacing for this game is really good, the difficulty is consistent, and it's fun all the way through. When it comes to some of the 2D Sonic games on the Genesis, there was always around 1 or 2 levels I don't really like. Like Sonic 2 for example, I like most of the levels in the game, but for the final 2, it kinda trips a bit in my opinion. Especially in Metropolis Zone where you can get pot shots in every corner. But in Sonic Mania, it feels consistent and very fair. There's about 12 zones in this game, with 8 of them being returning ones and 4 of them being completely new. The returning zones are Green Hill, Chemical Plant, Flying Battery, Stardust Speedway, Hydro City, or Hydro City. And there's also Oil Ocean, Lava Reef, and Metallic Madness. And for what's new in this game is Studiopolis, Press Garden Zone, Barrage Saloon, and Titanic Monarch. And what I like about this is that it follows the Sonic 3 approach where, in order to transition from zone to zone, they have a cutscene on how they do it. That way it gives out one big adventure. And for the new and original zones they introduced in this game, they are easily the best zones in the entire game. Studiopolis was the main highlight of the game because it is easily my favorite level in the entire series, where they have tons, and I mean tons of references from older Sonic games and Sega themselves. They even reference the obscure Popcorn Arcade. I didn't even know this thing existed! This is pretty cool. And what is also cool is that you can actually play as other characters for the first time in a while. Tails returns as a playable character where he does his trademark flying. And Knuckles returns as a playable character for the first time in a while, and his adventure is a bit different. So once the Hardboiled Heavies attained the Phantom Ruby, Knuckles was just chilling until he got knocked into the Phantom Ruby, causing the Phantom Ruby to teleport the Beatnik into Green Hill Zone. So as you play as Knuckles, the level design is a bit more on exploration than speed. And as for Sonic himself, he still has a simple gameplay style, but he has a brand new move called the Drop Dash. Basically, when you hold the action button in the air, he'll do this small boost when he hits the ground. This is very useful when you're trying to get through slopes, or you're trying to find these various special stages throughout the game. Now in this game, there's about 2 special bonus levels. The first one being a combination of Sonic R and Sonic CD, where you're trying to chase the UFO to get the Chaos Emerald. To get these, you need to find these special rings that are hidden throughout the zones. And with that, I just got Super Sonic and Chemical Plant Zone. And for the second bonus stages, these are the returning blue spheres from Sonic 3. To access these, you just need to get to a checkpoint, and then it'll slowly sparkle. If you jump in it, you'll enter to the special stages. Now these are really devilish. You have to get the blue spheres while avoid the red ones, and try to get all the rings to get a perfect score. These pretty much unlock extra stuff like a playable Puyo Puyo or Mean Bean Machine. And the funniest thing is that the bastards created a and Knuckles mode as well. So now you can play as Knuckles and Knuckles in Sonic Mania. Even get a secret ending if you complete it like that. And the final thing you'll unlock is a sound mix mode. So now you can listen to the great music in this game. Now I've been skimming over the music in this game for a bit, but let me just say, holy fucking shit, this music is just amazing. There is just so many variety in terms of music. It can be upbeat while relaxing at the same time. This is easily one of the best soundtracks in the entire Sonic series, right next to stuff like Sonic Adventure. It's just so freaking good, and the main theme song, Friends, it's just, oh my god. And also, this game looks fucking amazing. This game has one of the best pixel art styles I've ever seen in a game. With the best example being Press Garden Zone, because holy shit, the backgrounds! And the character sprites themselves, they look and animate really well. I love how when you start Chemical Plant Zone, water falls onto Sonic and he shakes it off. Even when they do 3D models in the special stages, it always feels like the same style. And Stardust Speedway. Oh my god, this is just incredible. I love how in Act 1 it's just very relaxing with that pump-ass music, and in Act 2 it gets all upbeat, and then the Metal Sonic boss fight. Oh man, I'll get to that later. So yeah, this game is all coming together to be Sonic's 2D magnum opus. It combines all the best aspects of every Genesis game into one. And I even mentioned tons, and I mean tons of references throughout the game. Like for example, in the beginning of Chemical Plant, Sonic will do this little animation that he did in Sonic Spinball. For the PC version of the game, if you try to exit, Sonic will do this little animation where he's just trying to jump out of the game. This is a little nod to Sonic CD, where if you wait too long, he just jumps out. It would have been even more funny if they used the voice line, where he just says, "I'm out of here." In Mirage Saloon, you get a surprise appearance of either Fang, Bean, or Bark. And honestly, this was really surprising. Like, these characters haven't made an appearance in years, only to make a cameo in Sonic Generations. This game overall is just a really great love letter to the old Sonic fans in the 90s. But with that, it's time to wrap the game up. So as Sonic tries to get the Phantom Ruby back from Eggman, he finds himself at Titanic Monarch. However, inside this place, the Phantom Ruby has gone haywire. So now Sonic and Tails has to go through 4 small gauntlets to get to Eggman. Eventually, you'll face the Doctor in his new machine, where I swear to God it's impossible to get it without taking a hit. Afterwards, the Phantom Ruby once again goes crazy, and then we're at the final boss. So the leader of the Hardboiled Heavies have betrayed Eggman, because once you give your minions more power, they suddenly betray you. So now it's time to transform into Super Sonic and try to show these two who's boss. So after you defeat the Phantom King and Eggman, you finally beat the game. A portal suddenly opens up and sucks both Sonic and the Phantom Ruby into it. I wonder where that portal goes. I guess we'll never find out. And that was pretty much it for Sonic Mania. But we're not done yet. So in the following year, Sega announced that they're making DLC for the game, which is something that Sonic games really never do that much, if you think about it. So in this DLC, you'll get a new mode called Encore mode and 2 playable characters. Returning from a really obscure arcade and Knuckles game is Raid the Flying Squirrel and Mighty the Armadillo. 2 characters, with the exception of the Archie comics, have never made an appearance ever since. So it's really cool that they actually brought them back for this game. So as you play as these characters, Mighty is a strong character and he can punch through rocks, and he's immune to spikes. He can also do this special ground pound that's very useful for finding secrets. And for Ray, well, he's pretty much the Feather Cape from Mario World. The main selling point of these characters is that they have special moves that you can use in Encore mode. So in Encore mode, you're using all the characters at once by using these special monitors. This mode also limits your lives to about 5 for each character. Now for the level design itself, it's pretty much the same with some exceptions. For Mirage Saloon, you're going through Knuckles stages that's been modified to make all the characters work in it. And honestly, this is my favorite version of Mirage Saloon because I was really never a fan of the plane levels in the game. Now another thing about this game is that it really emphasizes on exploration, especially considering that a lot of these special rings from the base game were moved. And to top it all off, the stages themselves are completely new, and they are a lot harder than the original ones. So if you don't beat it in your first try, good luck trying to find all the special rings. Now the only thing left to talk about in the Sonic Mania DLC is that the smaller updates they added. Like for example, when the game launched, the menu was completely different from the one we have right now. I said earlier that this game has several transition cutscenes, but not all of them had that, so they were added in later, like this hang gliding section, for example. The drastic change in this game, however, is the Metal Sonic cutscene, where he turns into this giant-ass robot from Knuckles' Chaotix. That must have caught everyone off guard. And yeah, that's pretty much it for when it comes to Sonic Mania. It is overall a really fantastic package. And it's also the highest rated Sonic game since Sonic Adventure 2. And on a personal level, this is one of my favorite Sonic games of all time, right next to stuff like Sonic Generations or Adventure 2, or maybe something like Sonic Rush Adventures. Yeah, I really like that game. I played it for hours when I was little. But yeah, I highly recommend trying out Sonic Mania. And also, I recommend trying to get the PC version because you could get tons, and I mean tons of mods for it. The Sonic community is very creative when it comes to Sonic, and just putting it on PC gives them the opportunity to either adjust things or create new things. Like for example, Sonic Adventure is a game that got constantly ported to different consoles, but it gets less and less polished every time. And that's where the community comes in to fix this up. And what started off as the weakest version of the game becomes the definitive way to play Sonic Adventure. I mean, the difference between the modded version and the non is just night and day. And since Sonic Mania is on PC, that opens the floodgate of tons, and I mean tons of mods. So why not, let's go over some of the more popular mods I've seen online. Let's go for something a bit basic, like this one, where you can play as Super Mario in Sonic Mania. There's really not that much to talk about, it's just a simple palette swap where Sonic is Mario, Tails is Luigi, and Knuckles is Wario. Though I really find it funny how Luigi's just flying by flopping his arms around like that. It's just really dumb and I love it. But once again, this is mostly just cosmetics. It doesn't really add anything to the gameplay, it just mostly is just a fun little sprite swap. Like this one where you can swap Metal Sonic with Yanoid. Even better, he can transform into this thing, like what the hell's going on? Alright, time for the more bigger mods. The first one we have here is Sonic the Misfits. In this mod, it recreates even more original zones such as Hilltop Zone, The Labyrinth, Mystic Ruins, and Metropolis. There's really not that much to talk about in this one, though the remix music in this game really slaps. Hilltop theme especially with that saxophone. So yeah, I recommend trying this out if you're interested in modding this game. Sonic Gaiden is a really interesting one. In this mod, you get 4 completely new zones. And first thing I have to say is just holy crap, this looks really good. The quality in each zone is really amazing. And again, this is a mod. Like, this is a mod that you can get for free. And it's really amazing just to see how much effort they put into this. They even made a completely new soundtrack to this, which again is really bopping and really amazing. I think my favorite level in this mod pack is probably Dream Mountain because just look how amazing this looks. So yeah, I highly recommend trying out this mod as well. So yeah, Sonic Mania mods are really great. And I see the mod community for this game to grow even more in the future. It's also interesting to think about is that Sonic Mania is getting mods by fans, and Sonic Mania is a game that was made by fans. It really shows how far the Sonic community has come when it comes to making games. Like, people like Christian Whitehead and Simon Toddley went from making Sonic fan creations to making official Sonic games that became the highest rated Sonic game in the series. That is a really impressive feat. And right now, Simon Toddley from Headcanon is working on Sonic Origins, which I'm really looking forward to. Now, for the final thing to talk about when it comes to Sonic Mania is the animation shorts Sega released. So alongside the DLC for Sonic Mania, Sega was creating 5 animated shorts for Sonic Mania. So in these shorts, Sonic is trying to stop Eggman from getting all the Chaos Emeralds. These little animated shorts are really charming. Like, there's no dialogue, it's all about expressions and everything. And for each episode, every character gets a shine. Like in episode 1, it's all about Sonic and Eggman. And then episode 2, it's all about Tails and Sonic. In episode 3, it's about Knuckles. And episode 4, it's about Mighty and Ray. And what's great for all of these is that you can tell their personalities without any word. It is also the definition of a meme template with some of these expressions. But yeah, these animated shorts were so successful that they followed on for every new game to have an animated short alongside of it. For Christmas in 2018, they had the Sonic Chow in Space short, where Sonic has to take care of this child that's sleepwalking. And then the child punched Eggman off a cliff and ripped Sonic's nose off. Like, Jesus Christ. And let's not forget about Team Sonic Racing Overdrive, one of the main highlights of the marketing for that game. There's just so many funny moments in this short that really made me laugh. It's literally meme-worthy Overdrive for this point. But yeah, the Sonic Mania shorts were phenomenal, and Sonic Mania is a fantastic package. I highly recommend trying to get it. You can get it for use online, or you can buy it digitally to get the DLC. Sonic is having a really bright future now. The new movie that got released is super successful, and we're having a 3rd movie and a Knuckles TV show. And as for the games, well, Sonic Frontiers looks very promising. It looks like a nice evolution of the 3D games, and for the 2D games, we have Sonic Origins that's coming out in a few months. The pricing in DLC is a bit but it's really nice to see Sonic 3 and Knuckles get re-released for the first time. And I'm kind of hoping that we see other Sonic games get released on consoles later on. But that'll do for today, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye!